Fans showered praise on J. Cole when he backed out of the rap beef that he started, applauding his foresight and maturity in avoiding involvement. And now they believe that he is the real winner of the whole beef because he got away from the whole drama. Known for being unproblematic and always staying in his lane when his peers were releasing diss tracks, he was busy having the time of his life at the beach. The truth is, you really can't blame the people that are saying that. They do have a point. By leaving the beef, J. Cole received far less negative reactions and avoided humiliation online like Drake faced. However, what they don't realize is that his decision to distance himself has consequences. While his career is not on life support like that of Drake's, he will have to change the way he makes music in order to maintain his current level of success. Nothing explains this point more than J. Cole's latest music. However, it's important to get the right context before we continue. Before J. Cole decided to peace out of the whole feud, he dropped a surprise mixtape he titled Might Delete Later. The album was not the best because we have seen more from the superstar, but it was pretty decent and he had some nice crazy bars. However, just like the name of the project, Cole deleted it 2 days after he released it, saying that it was the lamest thing he had ever done. And then he took a long break, sitting on the sidelines while Kendrick and Drake were tearing themselves apart. So when the new music was to arrive, everyone was expecting J. Cole to come and take his place as one of the greatest and give insights about the whole beef. He collaborated with rising New York sexy drill rapper producer Cash Cobain on a song titled Grippy. Cobain is one of the new artists of last year who has carved out a niche by kicking extremely explicit, fast-paced melodic raps over sample-heavy drill beats. The idea of them collaborating was quite surprising, but people hoped it made sense. But boy, were we all disappointed. To the utmost shock of the hip-hop industry, his verse on the new song was whack. J. Cole has a long history of cringeworthy sex lines, like the infamous one on Jeremih's Plains remix, and he includes one of those in the tracks where he talks about converting a gay woman. But it was a shock for the entire world to witness Cole sound this terrible this time around. And while the delivery and subject matter on this track is awful enough, Cole makes things even worse as he drops some of the worst bars of his entire career like this. After listening to Might Delete Later or any other of J. Cole's records, one can't help but notice the fall in rap quality. Aside from its poor quality, this doesn't feel like the best time to drop this kind of music anyway. With a rap beef going on, this is the particular time when his music would be put in the spotlight, as it would be constantly compared with other rappers. Rather than fight for him, this verse just undermines him. It makes the allegations on diss tracks about him come even more true. Judging by the time the song was released and the content of his verse, it seems like J. Cole is trying so hard to prove to the whole world that he is not worried about the whole fight and he is just focused on having fun. But is this a good enough reason to give your fans music that is so shallow compared to the heights we all know he can reach? At this point, it's not just shallow, it's bad. All the high quality lyrical content that was once ascribed to him that made him popular are all gone. At this point, it doesn't matter. Whether he is doing this to prove how much of a stoic he is, the picture that we, the fans, are getting is that he is finding it difficult to maintain the previous level he held before the feud. But if you look at it, even if he goes back to the same quality he has been on and he does another album like The Off Season or Might Delete Later, it still won't repair the damage, as he will forever be seen as someone who chickened out of the feud. The same thing goes for the brags he includes in all of his music. The whole rapping about how he is the best in the game and how he will smoke other rappers would definitely come to an end, as Kendrick has broken several records with his hit song Not Like Us. But what if this whole situation can lead to more Kendrick and J. Cole collabs? Just like we saw on Shock the World in 2011, Temptation in 2012, and The Forbidden Fruit in 2013. What could go wrong? Since the rap beef between Kendrick Lamar and Drake appears to be on break for some time now, if they exchanged bars, it could really be fun and could be a really good thing for the hip-hop industry. However, based on what is happening now, I highly doubt if that will happen anytime soon. Now that J. Cole is not able to rap as he is used to, he will be forced to evolve his whole artistry, and just like we saw on the Grippy track, it's not going to sound good. But why? J. Cole's ability to change his sound is what maintains his status as an A-list rapper. But the problem is, no matter how he paints himself, he is not as versatile as these new artists and can't really perform in these new styles without making himself look dumb on the track. By trying out things like this, he just makes himself look like a weaker writer than people were saying just a few weeks ago when he deleted the great album and backed out of the feud. Because of horrible bars like this, quote, "Grippy, I call her that 'cause it's grippy. She thinking it hip, she a hippie. And she thinking of lips, she gon' lick me. And she sending a flick when she hit me. With a kissin' emoji, she miss me. When she see me, she say she gon' strip me." It's only further leading people to believe that Kendrick Lamar has not only gotten the best out of Drake, but also J. Cole in a way that will break his career and make him lose his own way. Also, J. Cole is currently in the same boat as Drake right now. Even if he tries to go back to his old music, it's going to be extremely difficult just because he is going to look pathetic and fans wouldn't be able to take him seriously. If he decides to embrace newer music styles, aside from how bad he would probably do, he will be made fun of for letting Kendrick have the upper hand and forcing him to change lanes. You can call this the Kendrick effect. So J. Cole is currently in that state of limbo where right now, no matter what he does, he's gonna get backlash from his fans. But unlike Drake, J. Cole is not totally damned, as there is something that he can do to save his career. It is something that Drake doesn't have: conscience. Sorry about the unwarranted shade at Drake, but we all can see how the lack of conscience is leading him astray. He allows himself to get emotional and even petty when things don't go his way. However, J. Cole has the opportunity to use everything that has happened in recent months. As opposed to being bitter about it, he could internalize it and make a great rap album about it. I'm sure fans would really love to hear his perspective on all of that. He might let us in on the way Kendrick's close collaborator and former label mate in Schoolboy Q advised him to get out of this beef before things were about to get bad. Cole could also explain how he tried to unite the Kings of Rap by featuring both Kendrick and Drake on First Person Shooter, only to feel guilty for causing more conflict and division in the rap game. Through his unique storytelling skills that only J. Cole could do, he could detail the whole beef experience and how he felt like he was being in the middle between Kendrick and Drake. So instead of flexing about how good of a rapper he is, he could use his music to tell us a genre-shaping story from his perspective that could change the way the whole industry sees it. Beyond just this, with Kanye West also recently dissing J. Cole on his Like That remix, Cole can also talk about that and make room for some more interesting storytelling and help flesh out the dynamics of what has been going on in this time in his career. From his own point of view, he could also rap about how it must have felt like the whole genre was crashing down on him. These stories would surely interest fans. He can include all of this in his supposed final project titled The Fall Off, as these themes touch on factors that can destroy any rap career and even make an artist consider quitting music entirely. This point of view makes it easy to be excited about his next release. Despite the criticism that he is currently facing due to the Grippy track, he has the opportunity to use this fight to emerge and reattain his position of being a legend by telling all the stories in this rap. Given all this, what are your thoughts on the current state of J. Cole's career, and considering he is about to drop his last album, do you think he will ever get out of this? Where do you think he should go from here? Do you think he has a chance at making newer music, or should he just stick to what he knows best? Comment all your thoughts below. Enough about J. Cole though. Drake's career is another thing that is going down at a way faster rate. Check out this video about him to learn more. Thanks for watching.